This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
It's because everyone's talking about this.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
I think that's taking it to another level.
Yeah. Log on and join our live conversation.
He said this as we were coming on TV.
DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Tuesday, September 3rd. I'm here with Erica and Brandon. I'm Jeff. Let's jump right in, guys. Actor Kevin Hart is recovering right now after a very serious car accident. He was a passenger in the 1970 Plymouth Barracuda you see here when the driver lost control and rolled into a ditch Sunday morning. Kevin was reportedly able to walk away, but he did have to get back surgery. Let's listen to what his wife had to say.
How's Kevin doing?
He's great.
Is he gonna pull through fully, you think?
Yep, he's gonna be just fine.
How are his spirits?
He's good.
He's good?
Everybody's good. Thank God.
All right.
That's it.
Well, she doesn't seem too happy about the paparazzi being there. Yeah. Neither would I, being up all night after my husband or wife, was in the hospital and almost died.
Well, let's add some context to this, because anytime she is being featured in the paparazzi, it's never something that's positive for her. The last time it had to do with Kevin's extortion and infidelity, and now then it was a time that had to do with driving under the influence.
The DUI.
I think, yeah.
Yep.
So now this time he ends up in a car that no one was driving drunk. That's important to know.
Very important.
He was not the driver. A friend of his was driving. But then there's been all this speculation about the female in the car who turns out to be the wife's personal trainer. So I think that she's probably just sick of people speculating about what's happening in her life.
Right.
Yeah, and it's not even like it's about Kevin, but there were other people in that car, like Jared Black, who was driving it, had to be airlifted to UCLA, and his fiance is the female that you were talking about, who's Aniko's personal trainer. And this morning when I read it, and then I saw her response, how she was kind of walking, I was kind of thinking in my head, like, could there be something up here that she doesn't want to say, that maybe there may be some sort of investigation? But I'm glad you said that the driver was tested on the scene, no alcohol in his body. I want Kevin to get right, because usually when someone has some sort of near-death experience, it's two things. They turn to some sort of drugs, get hooked on the opioids, or they come back bigger and better. And I think this is something that it's a blessing in disguise, because Kevin Hart is already on top. I think we see stand-ups. I think we see him. We really hit it in terms of the content scene when he comes out.
And I'm glad you guys explained all that, because earlier when we were talking about this, I kind of had my own conspiracy theories about what's going on, and they did go through a lot, so they probably just want to keep it quiet. Kevin Hart's a very positive guy. I listen to him sometimes for motivation. Very positive. He's going to come through this. He's actually really strong guy too. Works out every day, so I think that helped him. And they said his size, actually being small, actually helped him out. Yeah, so I think he's going to come back stronger than ever, and I think they just want their time to be with themselves. So to a speedy recovery, Kevin Hart. All right, guys, tonight Britney Spears' father is being accused of child abuse. Let's get up to Raquel Villanueva. She has the news at the moment.
Jeff, Britney Spears' dad, Jamie, is under investigation after her ex, Kevin Federline, accused him of abusing their son. TMZ says the incident happened August 24th. Jamie Spears allegedly broke down a locked door and put his hands on one of his grandsons during an argument. Kevin reported it the next day. The Ventura County District Attorney's Office will go over the evidence and decide if charges are necessary. Right now, Kevin has legal custody, 70% legal custody of his two kids with Britney, and he asked the court for this new custody agreement 3 days after reporting the alleged abuse.
Thank you, Raquel. Wow, that 70% for a dad is kind of unheard of, right? Usually the mom gets that sort of custody.
Right. When they first, because they were 50-50 in the beginning, like once everything was, clear. This is not, well, one, that's his job. That's his 100% main job. So I would assume that he would be the person who is best able to be the custodial parent. That's what he's doing for a living.
Do you think Britney what the media speculates she's going through, they look at her Instagram, they say she's not healthy, she did go back to rehab for whatever reasons. Do you think that has anything to do with the custody battle for court?
Absolutely, I believe so. I mean, you look at the stuff we reported, the Instagram video where she was it looked like she was manic in a way. Do you want and I want to tread.
I hear you, man. I was
lightly on this because people are going to say, "Do you want kids with someone who is showing that kind of behavior if they are manic and stuff?" So I can see why he would get 70% of custody when it comes to her. But I'm thinking for Kevin Federline, remember back in the day before we knew all this about Britney, before we were so transparent about her situation, he used to be the butt of all the jokes.
For sure.
Like, oh, he's a backup dancer, and now he's getting all this money for alimony or whatever and child support. But now it's kind of, it makes sense now. He's the stable one in the situation. And like I said, I want to tread lightly on that because, you know, there are people, I don't want people to write in like, oh, you're saying people with mental health.
Well, people are going to say that anyway. But those jokes haven't gone away. I think that there is a sentiment that, you know, Kevin Federline is Kevin Federline. Unfortunately, or fortunately, he's the better choice. I don't know.
Yeah. Hopefully he's just a good dad. He stays out of the spotlight nowadays, which I'm happy for him. And hopefully they could get through this. And now this thing with her father, it's just one thing after another with that
family. That feels like a power play because every time we hear K-Fed's name, it has to do with getting more money. Although apparently the house is already paid for.
I'm sure we'll have some more on that. All right, guys, last week we told you how Justin Bieber led his church service, and tonight he's opening up about drug use, child stardom, and even suicide. He shared this long post on social media talking about everyday stresses to having everything done for him. He says, quote, "I was 18 with no skills in the real world with millions of dollars and access to whatever I wanted. By 20, I made every bad decision you could have thought of and went from one of the most loved and adored people in the world to the most ridiculed. I became resentful, disrespectful of women, and angry." You know, I'm a big supporter of Bieber. I always have since even of his days when Never Say Never came out. I don't know if you saw that documentary. It's brilliant. Okay. But he sells out Madison Square Garden when he was this age, and then he wasn't feeling good one day, and he falls into his mother's arms like a little kid should. You know, I'm like, that's the kind of kid that I think he's going to miss. And he blew up into this thing that you see now that everyone's like, yes, or I should say a couple of years ago, yes, you could do this. Yes, you could do this. Whatever he wanted, the world was his oyster. And he's lived 2 lifetimes already, and he's come through it on the other side. To be 25 and look back and say, hey, I've done some bad things at 25 and already be so grown up. I commend this kid. And I think he's doing it for therapeutic reasons, also to help other people. A lot of people struggle with this.
He just saved someone's career. He just saved someone's life, meaning the next phenom, the next young child phenom. Because we see it. History's always going to repeat itself. There's always going to be some new young athlete. We see Coco Gauff. There's always going to be some new young talent. And I'll just think about this of Erica, and I've kind of told you this before, who I was back when I was playing in the NFL. If you think my ego is big now, I couldn't fit my head through a door back then. I can't even get. No, that's being honest, man. We can joke because I've had this conversation with her plenty of times, and I felt that fall, you know, because when I was there, I was playing with the Dolphins. We're on South Beach. There's women here. There's Club Live here. We had access to anything because we went to the playoffs that year. And it was just, I was talking to people any way I wanted to. I was talking to my mother any way I wanted to. And like he said, you just engulfing yourself around the wrong people. But then that fall hits. And for reality, remember, it was Bieber with I don't know if it was a DUI, but he just kept getting in trouble.
He had a bunch.
After trouble after trouble. And for me, it was getting released by team after team after team. And then you're sitting there and you're like, the same people that you saw on the way up aren't answering your phone call on the way down. The same women that you were popping bottles to try and impress, they aren't answering your phone calls. They're with the new NFL star or athlete that plays for the Dolphins or whomever. So that fall, I can feel that, and I can see why he's transformed his life like that. And I would love to just shake his hand because he's talking to a young Brandon London. He's talking to that next young phenom, that next young star.
I think he's talking to everybody, and I appreciate you being so transparent about that. I know that's for you to do that is you're in the same position that he's in right now. In order to be that transparent with your testimony, that means that it doesn't have you anymore. It means that you've learned from it. And for him to be that transparent is so important, because at the end of the day, anytime you are accepting public praise, you have to be ready for the same level of public rebuke.
Yep.
And most people are not going to be strong enough to handle that. So I think even the average person sitting there thinking, well, I'm not going to be the next Justin Bieber, but you're going to be something great in your life, you need to understand that you have your expectations that you've been given by other people. You can either decide to be that person and try to remember who that person is, or you can come out the other side and be authentically you. And that way, at least when you fall, you can have ownership over your own life and not try to remember who you're supposed to be. So I commend him too.
Yeah, good on the Biebs. I've always been a fan. And if you ever meet him and shake his hand, you better hit me on that FaceTime.
No, I have a groupie friend named Jeff that would love to meet you, Biebs.
Well, don't make me sound like a weirdo.
No, I mean, you're a good groupie, though. GG.
No, but I got this guy, he's a real mentor. Like, sound me cool. Like,
I got you.
His body's 40, but he still looks real good. He's got nice hair.
Great cheekbones.
Let him talk to him. All right. And then he'll see me like, is this the guy you're talking about? All right. DBL is live, and coming up, you'll never guess the wardrobe item that inspired actor Tate Donovan's performance in the Elton John movie Rocket Man. Don't miss it in tonight's Chatting with the Stars. And Salma Hayek and Lisa Rinna are showing the world. I was looking at the picture, sorry. Age is nothing but a number, but people are divided about their bikini pics. We're going to talk about it next.
We didn't get to Prince Harry, Sasha Obama, or Jonas Brothers.
Bieber ran us off the rails.
That's a good
It's
story.
a really good story.
Opened.
I love stories like that because I remember Eve, from Rough Riders, the rapper Eve. She was telling, I don't know if it was a DMX documentary or whatever, but she was just talking about DMX and like the demons that he used to have to overcome. And she was like, he had just like rocked out this sold out show. People all over the place. They're screaming X, X, X. He comes off stage. He goes backstage, falls to his knees, looks up in the air, starts crying and screams out, "Why me, Lord? Why me?" And it just goes to show that we all fight these demons inside, and people will probably think, oh man, DMX had everything at that time. But from the drug to what his upbringing to what his life, because I read his book when I was in prep school, and just the way his life was and how he really, like a dog, dogs were really his only real friends out there because he was getting abused from the system and then having to go in and out of juvie and foster cares and stuff. And you just realize that some people hit that point and you just can't get back to it. So I see Justin Bieber coming on some sort of comeback tour.
Yeah,
that is going to be transformational.
He's got to get right himself.
Yeah,
so he's struggling with that every day. But just to have a vision of what you used to be and that you don't want to be that again, that's huge. Yeah. You know, that's huge for growing up.
It's oh God, Jim Carrey said, "I wish that everyone could realize all the fame and fortune in the world, so they know that that's not it.
Yeah,
the key to happiness." It's like that's so true.
Yeah, and he talks about that too, like giving back. Welcome back to DBL. More and more celebrities are celebrating their bodies and age with confidence these days. Oscar-nominated actress Salma Hayek posted a beach pic on her Instagram this week with the caption, "Tomorrow I'm 53." So, happy late birthday, Salma, looking great. And Beverly Hills housewife Lisa Rinna doubled down and reposted this video of her dancing around in a bikini. She originally posted it in July and got major backlash. She doesn't care though. She's calling it the encore. Oh, a little Jay-Z in there. So DBL Nation, are posts like that appropriate? Too much at that age or none of your darn business?
Here we go. Let's kick this thing off. Letitia says, "I'm a 56-year-old mother of 3 grown children, and I wish I could post pics like that. My kids would be so embarrassed. Leticia, it's not even about your kids. You know, I understand they would see it and be like, Mom, what are you doing? What are you doing? But if you're 56 years old and you feel great about your body at that, and you love where you're at in life, post it. Just post it to your friends. Don't let it, don't put it out to the public or something, but share it amongst your girlfriend group and talk about it when y'all go get mimosas on Sundays.
You can't put it out in public? Okay. Diane says, I'm more modest and old-fashioned and would never dream of posting a bikini pic. Diane, I think that people should do what makes them happy, even if it comes with public rebuke. Because you know what doesn't come with public rebuke? Absolutely nothing. So if something makes you happy and you decide that you're going to post a bikini pic at 50-something years old, which is amazing in itself looking like that, do it and own it.
There you go. Raul says, as a guy, it's not my place to give an opinion on what women post.
Good job, Raul.
I got to admit it, I don't hate it, though. So he snuck in an opinion. Snuck in an opinion anyway. I like that, Raul. He knows how to get around the system.
Font. No,
listen,
small font.
I'd be a hypocrite if I said I didn't like this, because if I was 53 and I looked terrific, for some reason I can't get that body at 42. Or I'm 41, actually. But I can't get that body. But I would post a picture of myself and be like, hey, look how hard I worked. I'm proud of myself. So why should it be different for someone else?
Yeah,
right.
I agree. Like, I have no problem with this. Rita said, but our girl Rita does. Rita says, I'm sick and tired of these kinds of pics. Have some respect for yourself. Miss Rita, all she's doing is wearing a bikini. Like, you're going to the beach, so should you not have a bikini on if you're going to the beach, if you're getting in the pool? And remember, back in the day, women's beach garments, women used to have to wear, they used to have to cover their entire body in a way, So now that we're in 2019, women are taking back their bodies and having respect for themselves. This is a 53-year-old mother of what, 2 kids has she had? Mm-hmm. And she's still looking good like that. Let her flaunt it if she wants to flaunt it. If the kids feel some sort of way about it, my roof.
Yeah, maybe have a conversation before. Maybe have that conversation before.
Yeah, I find it interesting that people think that it's not respecting yourself by posting something like that. Self-care is one of the most the best ways that you can respect your body. So it's strange, especially for someone who's married to a billionaire. If she wanted to not respect her body, she could totally do that and still be okay.
Yeah, you're right. I think to each their own.
And it's someone who's very successful on her own too. I'm just saying.
Yeah, she's done all right.
Yeah,
she's done
everything's okay.
All right, guys, a new trailer for the Jennifer Lopez movie Hustlers dropped today. Let's go over to Stephanie Jones.
That's right, Jeff. So J-Lo, Cardi B and Lizzo have been teasing us just a little bit more in this crime comedy about exotic dancers getting paid back on Wall Street executives during the financial crisis. Take a look.
I just want to be able to take care of my grandma, maybe go shopping every once in a while.
These Wall Street guys.
You want them drunk enough to get their credit card, but sober enough to sign a check.
Please help! This is my husband!
So Hustlers hits theaters on September the 13th in DBL Nation. I know I will, but will you be watching?
Steph, will you be watching that for real?
Yeah. Are you kidding me? J-Lo, Cardi B, Lizzo. It's like the greatest lineup I've seen in time.
I think the anticipation is going to be more than the box office money.
You think it's going to be like an Ocean's 8? Or what was that? The one with Rihanna and Sandra Bullock?
Ocean's 8.
Yeah, I just don't think it's going to be. We'll see.
I'll watch it, but I'm going to wait for it to come to me.
There you go. There you go. That's what I thought. Coming up on DBL, actor Tate Donovan takes us behind the scenes for one of the most iconic moments in the movie Rocket Man. Chatting with the Stars is next.
Breathe. Beauty Blast Police is here for you, honey. Now, this week, y'all, I have to talk to you guys about something that's near and dear to my heart, okay? If you guys remember, I really don't like blue eyeshadow. It's bad. It's bad. So I'm gonna tell you guys right now, step away from the blue eyeshadow and nobody gets hurt, honey. Yes, ma'am, I'm Jeray for the Slay, and this week we're talking about using blue eyeshadows way too much. It's an overdone color that actually makes you look bad, my friend, and it's time to throw it to the window. Bye. So let's get back to the basics. Why don't we use blue eyeshadow? Blues and purple eyeshadows all over your eyes will cause you to look like you are bruised and beaten, honey. It is not a cute look by any means. Now, when you're using a lot more of these blue and purple eyeshadows, it actually reminds the eye, or it reminds how we look at other people in the eye, of more of those sallow colors of bruising, of more sickness, anything like that. It's everything you don't want to look like when you're trying to feel like Beyonce, honey, okay? So instead, you want to lean more towards warmer colors. Look for warm taupes, warm browns, soft reds, soft golds. You can even use hints of blue, but just don't put it all over your eye like you from the Drew Carey show looking like Mimi or whatever, girl. Bring it back a little bit more and use it in subtle ways. So some ways you can still use blue eyeshadow but not look crazy are by popping it slightly under the eye, using it as a transition color. So maybe for a smoky eye, you can take it from black to blue for a very gentle approach. But the last thing, once again, that you want to do is keep that blue all over your eye and run out your house looking like a clown. Because guess what? Everyone's gonna tell you, Jeray for the Slay told me not to wear that blue eyeshadow. Hanny. Now, another way that you can also incorporate some blue into your look, if you're really stuck on using the blue, is maybe just using a blue eyeliner as well. This is a great way to keep a subtle eye, use creams, soft browns, maybe even a little black in the end corner of your eye, and then take it in with a deep navy liner to enhance your eyes. I'm sure you will thank me later, guys. All right, now that's all for this week's Beauty Blast, but for next week, go ahead and write me in at Jeray for the Slay for more of what you want to see. We'll talk to you guys later.
Tate Donovan, welcome to Daily Blast Live. Now, Rocket Man is full of fun scenes and amazing music, but your favorite thing wasn't either of those, I hear. It was wearing the wig, and that was the wig. Explain, please.
Well, to be honest, I didn't really know what to do with the character.
Right.
There wasn't much on the page, and the director was like, "Oh, don't worry, it's gonna be great. Yeah, don't worry." You know. And so we got into the makeup and hair, and I was a little worried first day, and they just slipped this wig on me, and I was like, "Oh my God, there he is!
There he is.
Okay, we're gonna have fun." It was just, I don't know, there's something about it.
Hi, I'm Elton.
Oh, sweet. How are you? Monday night at the Troubadour, man. It's gonna blow your mind. We just went and had a great time, and Taron Egerton is a blast to work with. I mean, I feel like he is Elton John. He's an amazing guy.
Have you ever had the chance to meet Elton John, or is Taron kind of like Elton John 2.0 in a way?
I'm telling you, I never got to meet Elton John. He was on the set, and I unfortunately never got to meet him, but I feel like I know Elton John because I worked with him at the Troubadour. He just had the same energy that Elton has. He was great to work with.
That's amazing.
I loved it.
My favorite scene actually was at the Troubadour where you played the owner, but that moment we all floated with him was, if you've ever been to a concert ever, and you said you've been to the Troubadour, we've all had those moments, right, where we're all lifted up because of him, and it was such a cool moment. Was that fun to film?
It was. It was fun to film. You know, it's really funny. The extras were on these bars that had like 15 bike seats. So they were lifted up, you know, and I was like, I don't know, this seems kind of hokey.
Right.
I don't know if it's gonna work. And I was dead wrong. It totally works, and it's true. There's always that moment in a performance where you're just like, you just inhale each other, and it's just, you feel like you're floating.
Yeah. Tate Donovan, you are a gem. Thank you so much for joining us on DBL. What a cool guy. Thank you.
Thanks, Tori.
Great interview, Tori. Rocket Man is available now on DVD and Blu-ray. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration.
I'm gonna keep on loving you. Thank you. That is Oreo Speedwagon, and I'm here to make Cheesecake Factory's Oreo cheesecake on Copycat Kitchen. Let's go. welcome to Copycat Kitchen. Meow. We are here with Brandon London. He's already prepared. We're gonna try the Cheesecake Factory Oreo cheesecake. I made a dupe. He's gonna see which one is the real one and which is the copycat. Are you ready? This is Exhibit A.
Let me reset my palate.
Okay. You ready?
Cool.
And coming in hot. Sorry.
The Copycat Kitchen is the second one.
Okay, you think B?
Yes, B.
Okay. All right, Jeff, for your first time.
All right, my first time in the kitchen.
In the kitchen, open your mouth and take it in. Okay, that's one.
That's good.
Delicious, you like it?
Yeah, I do like it.
Okay, let's see about B. You ready?
Okay.
Choo choo, choo choo. Which one's the copycat?
I'd say B is the one you made.
All right, Steph has probably one of the best palates I know, so she is gonna be good about this. Nice cat work. Here we go, open your mouth. And that's A. Take it in. Take it in. Maybe some oxygen with that. Like aerate it. Okay. And then we're coming in.
Oh, wow. Creamy and delicious.
Good, okay. And B, you ready? Mm-hmm. B. Stephanie, which one is the copycat, A or B?
It's gotta be A.
Whoa, you think A is the copycat?
I think it's A.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, drum roll, please. Thank you for one person doing it. The answer is A is the real, B is the copycat. We tricked Stephanie, everybody.
You would never know.
You would never know. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments, right, Brandon?
Yes, we do. Our guy Frank says, and these are his words, I hate to be the dirty old man, but Selma's got it going on.
Oh, Frank.
I wanted to say that, remember, what's that one show where the guy's like, he had to replace him on the Night at the Roxbury, when he was like, tonight has got it going on. You remember that?
What?
No?
Night at the Roxbury?
Yeah. when they weren't brothers anymore, when they weren't friends anymore, and then he replaced
Was it Chaz Palminteri?
That could be it. I don't know. I just thought I heard he said he's got it going on, or she's got it going on.
Frank, Brandon, ruin your comment. We'll see you guys tomorrow.